Drowning is the leading cause of death for children 4 and under, and kids with autism are 160 times more likely to drown than their neurotypical peers. With drowning rates on the rise, we're joined by Layla Luna, CEO and founder of Just Be, to talk about swim safety for children on the spectrum. Layla, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So I feel I've been seeing more and more often, hearing about drownings, and to hear that kids with autism are 160 times more likely to drown, that shocked me. What is it about autism that puts these children at such high risk?
With water, it's a sensory. The children love, and adults, they love the feeling of water. With my son, who's nonverbal, 17, and autistic, the shower and the ocean are the same thing. They have no concept really of danger. And again, the sensory feeling, they love it. It calms them, and it usually is something that they love to do repetitively, like over and over again. So it's sensory overload. And
you also mentioned, we were talking before, that accidental drowning deaths account for 71% of all deaths during elopement. So describe to me what is elopement?
Elopement would be what we also call runners, that the children or adults will just take off, and they have no concept of danger. So running out into the middle of the street or into a pool or the ocean, just running away is elopement.
And the national average for an autism diagnosis is around 5 years old.
Correct.
And drowning is the leading cause of death for children 4 and under. So what are some signs that parents can look out for to maybe watch if they might think that their child, or to see if their child is more vulnerable around water?
Usually you'll see children gravitate towards the water. Like my son immediately will open any door, figure out the locks. So parents have to be very proactive. They have to watch their children. They have to see if they really respond to water. I mean, most children do love water, no matter what, especially on hot days. But I would say for myself, what I did is we had to, make sure we had the locks, always watching him, making sure that he was safe, having swim lessons, having life jackets, being able to just protect your child or your adult, your loved one. You have to have eyes on them because they move fast.
How early should swim lessons start?
If you can, I would say about maybe 4 years old.
And like you said before, keeping kids safe is, the #1 priority. And
absolutely.
You have this very beautiful seatbelt cover here. So talk to me about this.
We were lucky enough to get a sponsor by Starling Chevrolet, and we wanted to make sure that in case of a car accident, because Just Be really wants to lean into Just Be Safe. With the passing of Rio's law, we also knew that if there was a car accident, how would you identify? Time saves lives. And being able to have a seatbelt cover, because even if you do have language as an individual that's on the spectrum, in a serious overload situation or a car accident, you're going to lose language. So having a seatbelt cover, which indicates, autistic, nonverbal. That way our first responders immediately know how to protect and save their lives.
And Just Be has programming to train these first responders.
Absolutely.
So they are, looking for these signs. So that is so important, Layla. And I want to talk about, it's been so fascinating to watch you grow over these past 2.5 years. I remember our first conversation, and you've moved mountains since then. And I knew you were going to, but it's been beautiful to witness. And I was on your website the other day, and I saw that you're coming out with a book. So talk to me about this book.
The dream was always to write children's book. I know I took a left turn with advocacy and being a founder of a nonprofit, but I always wanted to write children's books. And Rio and the Bee is a beautiful story dedicated to Rio about a little boy who can't speak, but found a friendship with a bumblebee. And a lot of children are afraid of bumblebees, just like they're afraid or they don't understand children that are on the spectrum. So through this friendship and this ability to be able to communicate together, even if in their silence and with no words, you can find a friendship. And with the bumblebee right next to Rio, he can conquer the world. And that's the story behind Rio and the Bee.
Well, I'm so excited. That's coming out later this year, hopefully. And you also have a new program, Just Be My Friend. So tell us a little bit more about this as well.
It's really hard to imagine that in this day and age, the way the children are growing up with social media and the bullying, it's something I never had to go through. I mean, I know being a kid is always hard and kids can be mean, But now with social media, bullying, and who are they bullying? Our special children. A lot of the time there's this misunderstanding because there's no look to autism. If children can't see it, they don't understand. So we want to create Just Be My Friend to go through the elementary schools to teach kids and administrators and teachers how to be friends with kids that are on the spectrum, with typical kids, because at the end of the day, every child deserves to have a friend. Imagine growing up never having a friend. And that's what we're finding out. We're hearing it over and over again, and I've lived it with my son. So we really want to create a world where our children can coexist, they can love each other, they can just be kind, they can be friends, and that they can grow up and create a world that is different, and different's okay, and really celebrate people that are special. And that always goes back to our mission. It's not about the disabilities, it's about the possibility.
Well, the future is looking much brighter, and thanks to you, Layla.
Thank you.
For more information, justbethe.change.com is where you can go. Layla, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We're back in 2 minutes.